Christmas in South Africa turned out being the best Christmas of our lives. We woke up early and headed out of Johannesburg. Accompanied by our angels, Patience, and her husband, Sibusiso, it would take 2.5 hours to reach our surprise location. Leaving Johannesburg looked like any big city in the U.S. Well-paved highways in a developed country. We passed malls, warehouses, and car dealerships. It felt like a ride on 95 South in the U.S. The best part was enjoying modern African music on the way. After about an hour, the scenery went from 95 South to Lion King. Whoa, Mama Africa, you sure are beautiful. Patience and Sibusiso took us to the closest engine gas station outside of Sun City. It is at the gas station where our surprise will pick us up. What is a surprise, you ask? An African safari! All made possible by our angel. With Patience, all things are possible. What would normally have been $500 for the three of us to go on safari, Patience was able to arrange a tour for $68 using Game Tracker's tour guides. I paid her and her husband for their time and gas to bring us to their pickup location. We took pictures with our new friends and soaked in the great feel of Africa. During our wait, these birds fascinated me. I'd never seen a bird's nest like that. According to Sibusiso, many small birds in Africa make hanging nests. The male builds the nest. If the female is not satisfied with his work, she tears it down and makes him do it over until he gets it right. I guess we do run the world. Once the game trackers picked us up, we jumped in the safari jeep and off we went. First into Sun City Resorts to pay and pick up other safari goers. Is a huge luxury resort, casino, and adventure park. Nothing in Orlando could touch this place. We hung out there for a while, then off to Pilanesburg Game Park. Immediately, our minds were blown. A family of elephants walked by. This was not a zoo. We were in their home. After a short drive, we saw Kudu. What the heck is Kudu? I'd never heard of this animal before. Zayd and Dude could barely control themselves with excitement. Armed with their cameras, we began yet another unforgettable hands-on lesson. We were told to keep an eye out for the big five: lion, elephant, leopard, buffalo, and rhino. During our game drive, I must admit I got a little emotional. I couldn't believe we pulled this off. We are not a wealthy family. We just love the world and want to see it, hear it, live it. On such a tight budget, we were able to take these two amazing boys on an experience reserved for millionaires. This was like nothing we'd ever experienced. It was truly unforgettable. The other safari goers were tourists like us from India, Korea, and other parts of Africa. All of us reacted the same way, awe-stricken by the animals we encountered on the game drive. And they were so close.
Zebras and buffaloes.
Pilanesburg National Park, or Pilanesburg Game Reserve as it's often called, is the closest game reserve to Johannesburg. With an area of 550 square kilometers, it's the fourth largest park in South Africa. The volcano crater in which the park is situated erupted 1,300 million years ago. Pilanesburg was originally owned by 3 local tribes. Many of the Stone Age and Iron Age sites around the reserve show proof of the presence of early man. In 1979, Operation Genesis was launched. Operation Genesis was designed to reinforce the homegrown game population in the area. As part of the initiative, 110 kilometers of game fence was put up, as well as almost 200 kilometers of roads. Another plan of action was to place 6,000 animals into the area. In the years that followed, Operation Genesis had been expanded. Today, there are over 7,000 animals, 300 bird species, and more than 200 kilometers of road. Initially, when I began searching for a safari, I only found information on Kruger Game Park, which is further away and much more expensive, requiring guests to stay a minimum of 3 days on safari. Since my children are young, I figured we could work our way up to that. A half day at Pilanesburg was more practical. If you want to save even more money, Pilanesburg does give you the option of driving your own car through the park. Patients suggested I rent a car and drive through the park myself, but I had horrible visions of getting a flat tire in the middle of the park surrounded by an angry pack of lions, or having my 4-door rental Toyota being flipped by an elephant. All that assuming that I could make the 2.5-hour drive there with jet lag and 2 kids in the backseat, driving a car with a right-hand steering wheel across a country where I don't speak 10 of the official languages. I chose wisely. A guided tour was well worth the money. Africa is vast. No, it's massive. It just feels like the land goes on forever, like a place with no end. It was the greatest feeling of freedom and tranquility. Although we didn't see wild dogs, lions, or the other wild cats, our safari ride felt complete and deeply satisfying. Our tour guide was so informative, teaching us about each and every animal we saw. He knew most of them by name. If you have never felt how we as humans are interdependent and connected with nature, you could not miss that feeling here. Even the smallest creatures with the dirtiest jobs are of great importance. As we bid farewell to the park, we will always hold this experience in our hearts and in our sweetest dreams. Once we returned to Johannesburg, Patience and her husband let me make a quick stop to the Pick and Pay supermarket. The boys were just waking up and I knew they'd be hungry. A great money saver when traveling is to cook and pack meals whenever possible. So I'm here in the supermarket, one of my favorite things to do while I'm traveling. You get to learn a lot about a country by seeing the food and stuff that they have to offer. I'm buying some cooking oil and milk and cereal for the kids and eggs for breakfast in the morning. Here's a look what the grocery store looks like in South Africa. It's very nice. Alright, time to check out. Okay, so some of you are probably wondering what I bought at the grocery store. This is one of the ways you can save a lot of money when you're traveling, is to not buy prepared food, but buy food and cook it yourself, just like at home. And actually, basically what I do when I travel is I transfer the cost of what I would spend being at home to paying for the things I need when I'm traveling. So it pretty much will even itself out. Believe me, I would have spent a lot more on groceries at home in the US than I have been here. The prices in South Africa are very good for food. So one of the things I bought here, 6 eggs, half dozen eggs. This was only 8 rands, which comes up to 80 US cent. Earlier today when we were at a gas station, the kids were so hungry I wanted to just run in and get them something to eat very quick. I bought this chicken sandwich, kind of something like what we eat in the United States. It has lettuce and kind of like a chicken salad inside the bread. And this was 25.90 rand. That comes about $2.60. Earlier this week I bought a loaf of bread. That's about halfway done. Toast is always good at spilling. Just now I also bought, which I hope are hot dogs. I have no idea what this is. It says it's chicken and turkey, and this was $15.99, which comes up to $1.60 US. I also bought some cheese. This is always good to put in the bread, maybe even toast it, fill the kids up. Dude loves apple juice, so I had to get this a couple days ago. If you look at the sizes, it's very different from what we're used to in the United States with everything being so large, including us. You see that in other countries, the portion sizes are a lot smaller, as are the people. So here we also have some milk. I just bought this. I want to say that this was less than $1. I don't see the tag on it, but I remember being kind of excited when I saw the price. I also bought these ramen noodle type things, which were 45 US cent or $4.50 rand. The kids are actually very excited about eating this tonight. On the way back from the safari, Zane was like, "Mommy, are we going to eat ramen noodles tonight?" And I'm like, "Sure, that's what you want." I also bought them some cereal. They really wanted cereal. So here I have Cocoa Pops. This was about $2 US, just to fill them up for snacks. I also got some crackers. These are just salted crackers. Some chips maybe to go with the sandwich. I really needed some cooking oil. I've been making eggs for the last couple days and without oil, so the eggs have been sticking to the pan. It's driving me crazy. So I bought some oil. I will buy this and leave it here in the house for the next guest. Here we also have Red Boss tea. My South African friend in Atlanta put me onto this. It's very delicious. From my understanding, it can only be grown here in South Africa, and it's very rich in antioxidants and very good for you. It also tastes delicious. So we'll be having this here at the house, at the cottage, for our tea, and what is left over I will bring home for our family at home. Then of course I bought bananas. Have to have something somewhat healthy. And that is what we will be eating for the next 2 days until it is time to go home. If we're out and the kids want an order of french fries or something, I will get it, but this will be our main meal until then, and that is plenty. I hope my tip has been helpful, and when you travel, be it by yourself, with a friend, or with the family, hopefully you can use these and it will help you save some money and let you spend that money on experiences and other great things that you're interested in. Thanks for watching. Bye. The reality of traveling with the kids is that you will have to have downtime or a day to rest. The next day we just laid low and hung out at To Be Happy. It was the day after Christmas and a public holiday. The main house of the Backpackers Lodge was gorgeous. You could even rent a bunk in the females dorm for $14 a night. Here, take a quick look. Our resident cat was lots of fun, and we got all the rest and relaxation we needed.